What happens when you combine a race-swapped Buffy the Vampire Slayer with low-rent lesbian Twilight fanfiction? You get a Netflix series that's canceled after one season. First Kill. Meet Juliet, a high school-aged vampire who for some reason can still see herself in mirrors, walk around in daylight, and is still in high school, who falls in love with a Slayer named Calliope.
You're Calliope? Oh, Cal's good.
Sure, why not? They then share a forbidden romance, just like those two. Well, maybe those two. Watch them take on other vampires, werewolves that look like bad CGI from 1995, and make out in the unsexiest way possible. You know, all you're doing is combining The Hunger, Twilight, and Buffy, and it's been done better. I mean, sheesh, you people. If you can't make lesbian vampires work on Netflix, then seriously, something is wrong here. Starring, whoever these people are. I really don't care anymore. But the mom was on Lost and a bunch of stuff you'll probably recognize. Don't miss When Animals Attack on Netflix. Now all we do is sit back and wait for the Axel Braun version, which will be 10 times better, believe me. Now streaming on Disney+. What do you get when you give the least interesting character in the MCU your own show, and she turns out to be the worst part of her own series? You get the wacky adventures about her infinitely more interesting family. Don't miss Keeping Up with the Cons. See Mom and Dad get ready for Avenger Con. And then enjoy a night away from the kids watching cricket, dancing, and playing with their new unlicensed bootleg smart home device.
Zuzu, turn off the lights.
Oi!
When their ungrateful daughter, whose biggest aspiration is to be more like the whitest woman in the galaxy,
Drop the taco, get in the car.
sneaks out of the house and goes to an underground rave at a Brooklyn squat, hilarity ensues when she puts on her grandma's bracelet and unleashes her hidden power. Ouch! It's more fun than you could shake a cricket bat at. Don't miss Keeping Up with the Cons, only on Disney+. You know, this all could have been avoided if her little friend had just told her parents that he was going with her. But what do I know? She's a single female lawyer in the city, who happens to be the cousin of one of the most powerful Avengers.
There's no competition for me because I'm the strongest, so it's just kind of like a different...
Oh, yeah, she let her think that, but...
No, not her. The other one. You know, the green guy. Now, after an accident, where they blatantly change her origin story to prevent her from being saved by a man, transforms her into the Jade Giantess, she'll remind you whose show this is in the first place.
Just remember whose show this actually is.
Yeah, like you were ever gonna let us forget it. She-Hulk. Meet Jennifer Walters, a high-powered LA lawyer who can't help questioning Captain America's sexual history.
Obviously, Captain America was a virgin. Did you see that ass? Like, that ass?
That is America's ass.
Did not deserve to die a virgin. It's like...
Gets sexually harassed outside a bar by a bunch of outdated male stereotypes.
Just being friendly.
Yeah, where you going? So what? You...
Then wakes up in Mexico at Bruce Banner's tropical retreat, who then will take every opportunity to remind you how horrible it is to be a woman in the 21st century.
Triggers are anger and fear.
Those are like the baseline of any woman just existing.
When incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me, I can prove that's not the case.
More smiles.
Shh. When I'm catcalled in the street.
It's 2022. Where do you get catcalled? On your way from your office to Starbucks? Yeah, it must be hell going that whole 20 feet from the elevator to the counter. Then, after returning to her career as a high-powered deputy DA, she's attacked by the Jersey Shore and manages to defeat her in about 3 seconds. Well, that was anticlimactic. Tatiana Maslany stars in the show whose writers admit that they don't know how to write a courtroom scene in
Lawyer Show.
I Am Woman Hulk, Hear Me Roar. Literally. Maybe this would have been better if it wasn't written like a Twitter argument between two completely unlikable human beings.
Basically, I was right and Bruce was wrong.
Steve Rogers is not a virgin. Little punk. He lost his virginity to a girl in 1943 on the USO tour.
If this is the best the MCU now has to offer, then I hate to think what you have in store for Daredevil. Coming up on the CW, it's prom night, and love is in the air. Until it's time to throw down! Sam and Miguel share a tender moment. But look who's crashing the party! Watch as young couples share a romantic dance. And fight! And dance fight! Be sure to watch an extra special episode of Kung Fu High Prom Night!
Hey everybody! Hey everybody! Times in the morning, WNBC, WNBC, WNBC.
WNBC. Baba Booey. Baba Booey, Baba Booey. How's it going, everybody? Baba Booey. Oh, She-Hulk is terrible, isn't it? I mean, it's probably like it's oh well, we've only seen so many episodes. It's bound to get better. No, it hasn't gotten better. It really hasn't gotten better. She-Hulk is what happens when you have people who don't know what they're doing in charge of something. I'm a writer. Oh, by the way, why is we supposed to like Harrison Ford? No, in Blade Runner, nobody said you're supposed to like him. Nobody said you're supposed to like him. He's a cop. He's doing a job. But he's starting to have his own questions about his own, whether or not he's actually a real person. Isn't Blade Runner just Pinocchio? I'm a real boy. But Rob, give it a chance. 4 seasons and a movie chance. Well, what it's a good thing they shoot down Kurtzman's pitches. So anyway, that trailer is great. Encompasses the cringe of She-Hulk. Yeah. So anyway, we got some news. Not a whole lot happening actually. We got week one NFL. Week one NFL is the NFL is back. Everyone, I love football. Football is my life. You could be playing football out there on the football field with a football. But don't ever forget your helmets and your shoulder pads. So, oh God. I bet you he's pitching that one right now. Football is back. So anyway, we got week one scores. I'm gonna talk about a little Shulky. Talk about D23. Gonna talk about what else? Gonna talk about? I don't know. Lord of the Rings. Cobra Kai is Kai Cobra. The Queen Mom. Yeah, the Queen. We are queenless. Yeah, we got a king. Did we upgrade? Is that an upgrade or is it a downgrade? That's a side grade. That's a lateral move. So, and listen, whether or not you like the monarchy, whether or not you like what the monarchy stands for or whatever, I'm a big believer in letting people just, hey, listen, someone passes away, just, lay off, huh? It's they're human. They're still human beings. They're going to grieve like anyone else. This guy lost his mother, for crying out loud. That's never an easy thing. Yeah. So, hey, the queen, like I said, she's been queen for God knows how long. What, 70 odd years? 70 odd years she's been queen. Holy cow! That's, I guess I'm old enough to remember not having her around. You know. According to David Icke, Rob, they are reptiles. Oh god, well, yeah. Hey, I'm a big. Who's David Icke? David Icke.
He's a British Australian.
Oh. Hey, listen. I'm a big believer in the concept of what's called Occam's razor. Okay. And that, you know, the simplest explanation is usually the correct one. What's more reasonable? That the queen is a lizard person from the planet Remulac or whatever it is, and she's sent here to on behalf of George Soros and Carl Schwab to subvert the government or to take over, you know, so they could weaken the resistance, take over, impose a new world order where social communist Marxists are ruling, or she's just an old lady who is in a long line of royalty before her, and she died. You want to have your her line wasn't even supposed to get it. It was off to Windsor. This is the Windsor line, yeah. I hate when people celebrate death. I'd be a liar if a few deaths wouldn't make me happy. Zop, he's the cat's getting into the donuts.
No.
I figured out the plans of the elites. So I mean, the elites are, yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, the whole thing that it's just they're just figureheads now. They really don't have any power. They're heads of state. They're heads of state now. You know, sort of the face of the British Isles. And you know, where we have
to open health centers and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, their job is to go spread goodwill. Open health centers. Look at this crazy guy. Look at that crazy guy.
He's mad that I took the donuts away from him.
You took my donuts. You took
yours.
No, they were mine. They were my donuts.
No.
Yes, they were my donuts, and I can eat donuts if I want them.
No.
Yes, I'm eating. I can have all the donuts. She was a decent queen. Well, I don't know of any other queen. I mean, you know, compared to, I guess, you know, listen, the only favorite reference I have are the the monarchs of the other countries who really don't do a whole lot either. I mean, I saw the palace, where we'll call it a palace, not really a palace, a very large house where King Harold of Norway lives. Yeah, it's you know, compared to Buckingham Palace, it's a bit pretty good size, but it's small. You know, he drives his own car. He goes out and he mingles with people. It was a great source of pride, actually, when I was in Sweden, that they said that the Queen Sophia and the King Carl Gustav, I think he's the 18th or whatever it is, that they oftentimes, when there's tour groups, they oftentimes will walk their dog in the garden and they will say hello to everybody. So Norway actually wanted to be a constitutional monarchy. They took a vote. Do we want to get rid of the royal family? Or do we want to keep them? They said, no, let's keep them. We like having them around. Except for Middle East royal families or figureheads serve promote their nation. Yeah. Except for the Middle East, yeah. Like I said, you know, they just kind of sit back. And then, yeah, you know, the Moroccan monarchy, Jordanian monarchy, Saudi monarchy still pretty much control their countries. Yeah. Yeah. Larry Zabamo and the Ranger Agent Orange Cat wants something. He's rubbing up against me. I got your tail. I've got your tail, and there's nothing you can do about it, sir, except walk away. Phone box chicken. So, okay, let's see who's in the chat. Well, she couldn't be arrested or go to Count Monarchy. A lot of power. Okay, let's see who's in the chat. So sorry, Japan's in the chat. Mr. MH in the chat. Steve Botham's in the chat. Sanguine Links. Who else? It's time for Hollywood Ends in chat. Oh, who else is in chat? Michael Bashir is in the chat. Senior Sticks is in the chat. Shish Rebels is in the chat. Usually do a roll call right away. Robot Shlomo is in the chat. Hey, I like that guy. Robot Shlomo's in the chat. And what's that? Popcorn? And there's a about make caramel corn. How to make caramel corn popcorn. Okay, so you put it like that. Well, caramel corn's good stuff. Oh wow, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. That looks yummy. So I'm watching a video here on Twitter about how to make caramel if I could ever say it, making caramel popcorn, which I love, but unfortunately, I had some Cracker Jacks one time and it ripped the filling out. So I'm yes, it is. Senator Hammerslag is also in the chat. How you doing? HIA, hiya. Hiya, 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 hiya. So anyway, I have my kung fu fighting mode. I'm gonna be Cobra Kai. Yeah. Like I said, let me tell you, there's a reason why the African American community loves kung fu movies is because all those theaters and a lot of those in the inner city, they used to get martial arts films cheap, and they used to run them all the time. So that's part of it. I've always been a big fan with the kung fu. So anyway, Agent Orange Cat loves maple dip donuts. OAC, Orange Agent Cat. What flavor did Zabo? Oh, they're just plain powdered sugar donuts, but still. That's the last thing we need is to get him buzzed on donuts.
Well, he doesn't deserve them when you just tried to take them too.
Yeah, I deserve them. I deserve donuts.
No, you don't just take
I do. You know how much I do around here?
nothing.
No, well, I keep the couch from flying away.
Nobody does that.
Well, yeah, but I do it better. And I drink water out of the sink.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that either.
Well, but I do it well. I show you why you're not supposed to do it. So okay, we have an Agent Orange Cat, Larry Zabu story actually. Agent Orange Cat was sitting in front of the food pantry, in front of the closet. He was going meow 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 meow. I'm like, what the heck? Are you hungry, buddy? Are you hungry? He would go meow meow meow. He has this little squeak when he wants to be fed, like a half a meow almost. So he was sitting there doing that little squeak. So okay, buddy, let me get you some food. So I open up the door, and Lawrence Tiberius Zabamofu is sitting there stuck in the food closet. I'm like, what are you doing in here? I got stuck in here because there's food in here, and I heard it was for me. So Agent Orange Cat knew his buddy was stuck in the food closet, and he sat there and got my attention to let him out. So how you like that? So they're not as dumb as you think. And I'm gonna have a donut.
Look, guys, let's pop. You really want this donut?
David Nunez in the chat also. So yeah, all I need, I gotta just get some coffee now with those donuts. Okay, we've bantered for a good 15 minutes, maybe. So let's talk about, did he eat anything in the pantry? No, he didn't. But he can't get into the food. The food is in a container, like a Rubbermaid bin, and it's and granted, there's a big 16-pound bag of food, and half of it is in the bin, half of it is just taped up. So he saw me empty it into the container, and he's just like looking at it. He's like, I've never seen that much food before in my life.
There's so much food. I can't wait to eat it because it's for me. I was like, buddy, back off. I'm like, but that food is for me. I'm like, yeah, I know it's for you, and it's for dim sum, and it's for Agent Orange Cat. But I want it. Like, well, you can't have it now, but I could. Like, but you shouldn't. But I'm starving. Look at me. Yeah, you're clearly starving there, buddy. Substance D is in the chat. How you doing, Substance D? All right. We've gone on long enough about Agent Orange Cat. Should we keep going? They're adorable. They're totes adorbs. So Queen Elizabeth gone, but won't be forgotten. Oh, we had buffet at. We went to the buffet to eat at South Point Casino, which is actually very good. Actually, Gold Coast is probably cheaper. Yeah.
They probably raised it to a South Point because they're owned by the same people.
Yeah. Who are they owned by?
The same guy.
Okay. They're like independent, not independent casinos.
Or like a local something.
Yeah. So, okay. So South Point Casino, if any of you are in the area, South Point Casino is actually.
The horse thing. We were going to go to the horse thing while it's open. If you want to do that after.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Like I said, if you could have a stream based around those cats. Well, here's the problem. Only
The second you put on a camera, they move.
Only one of them actually does anything.
And it's never when you have the camera.
It's never when you have the camera. That's right. It's never when you have the camera. And too bad I don't have the camera hooked up. I just you just stare at Zabu's fat butt right now. His big fat poofy butt. So okay, so like I said, so if you're in the area, you can do a lot worse than staying at South Point Casino. Granted, it's far from everything. It's kind of removed from everything, but everything's kind of it's not, we'll call it easy to get to. It's pretty much a straight shot to the strip from the casino. You do get good views of the mountains though. And the gambling is actually pretty nice. The casino floor is pretty nice.
Free, high roller raining classic horse show and Western gift show. We gotta go to the horse show.
Horse show, when is it?
The 9th through the 17th. Free to the public.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to go to a sports goods store to get motion activated trail cams, record cats not your home. Yeah, motion cameras. Well, but the problem is, like I said, he's just sitting there right now. And he's being a good boy, but you being a good boy? Huh? You being a good boy? Yeah, I'm being a good boy. You get scared, baby. Nope, you're not going anywhere, bud. Nope. Okay. Okay, he's being a good boy. So anyway, he's being a good boy. Agent Orange Cat's being a good boy. The other one's being a good girl. What are you doing, bud? He's got his nose in something.
I don't know what you're doing now. The bell. He's got the bell.
Oh.
You ding? You ding it?
I'm trying to teach him how to ding.
Ding. He's chewing on the bell.
He's chewing on it.
Is that you want a treat? You want a treat? I don't think you got lunch yet.
Probably not.
Treat? Okay, you get treats. Who wants treats? Treats. All right, keep going with your show.
So anyway, how old are they? How old are the cats? I think Agent Orange Cat's about 6. And
Might be about 7.
And Larry Zabamofu might be 7. Dim Sum might be 10. So anyway. Oh God. So anyway. All right. So let's talk about, they're good. They're good boys and girls. All right. So let's talk about, what should we talk about now? Does Excalibur still have a sweet arcade? It has an arcade. I don't know. It's pretty good size. Yeah. South Point is a bowling alley. They probably host bowling tournaments there. PBA.
Circus has a really huge arcade too.
Yeah.
Circus is better than it was 10 years ago.
But it's still pretty.
20 years ago.
It's still pretty weathered.
Well, I mean the arcade building.
Oh, okay. So let's talk.
Like a Pokemon, they got a lot of good coin pushers.
Let's talk about Cobra Kai. Okay, I'm not done with it yet. But so no spoilers, please. But oh my God, how does it keep getting better? I don't understand. I don't understand how this happens. Because at any moment, this could just fly off the rails, and it doesn't. It just keeps going, and it just keeps getting better. And I really don't understand it. I really don't. It's everybody involved in this. It has done it from a position of love and reverence, and it's just amazing. It really is. So when we last left our heroes, Miyagi-Do had to close down because they lost the tournament to Cobra Kai. And we see this very emotionally charged scene with Daniel standing at the grave of Mr. Miyagi. And he's saying, I know this isn't your fight. I know you don't have no place in this, but will you help me? And you see Chosun, Yosh. It is on. It is on. It is on. Because they give fans what they want with nostalgia with no agenda. Yeah. Chosun was the best edition show. That's right. Maybe you had two fight all the time, but the adults punish until it's not the fight. No spoilers, please. Yes, no spoilers. I haven't seen the ending yet. It is fantastic. Oh my God. And it's everybody in the show is like I said, it's great. Peyton List was saying about how she's probably going to age out of the role. She's still fairly young looking. She could look like she goes off to college, you know. But you have you always have that thing on American television, and a lot of television in general, where you have 20-year-olds playing teenagers, and at some point it just doesn't work anymore. They look too old. So you have that's basically because of the Little Rascals. You know, if you actually have teenagers playing teenagers in America, for those listening internationally, you know, teenagers playing teenagers, you have a situation where they're only allowed so many hours on set a day, where they are. You have to have on-set tutors. You have to have all kinds of provisions for them. That was done because the Little Rascals. What was that? I got to see that. Well, anyway, that was done because of what happened with the Little Rascals, especially Alfalfa, in that they would yank the kids out of school and make them make these shorts and to support their families, and they were denied educations, and so kids set themselves up for a hard life afterwards. So they make sure that the kids aren't exploited now. And it's a sad story about Alfalfa. Yeah, he died at 31. Never really had any real education, any formal training for anything other than acting. So anyway, but oh my God. So anyway, so you know, the way we left it was, again, Daniel is enlisting Chosun to help him take down Cobra Kai. And Silver has quite a bit of evil planning up his sleeve. And so things are not going Daniel's way. But you know, we're going to see where this goes. I can't listen. You know, obviously there's going to be more to say about something if you hate it than if you love it. But it's just amazing, really is. Cobra Kai is just amazing. And to think that this was a show that started on YouTube. I can't remember who was it. I can't remember. Somebody had said to me, "You have to watch Cobra Kai. You have to watch Cobra Kai. You have to watch." I'm like, Cobra Kai. I'm like, really, Cobra Kai. I kept hearing Cobra Kai, Cobra Kai, Cobra Kai. Like, well, what's it about? It's about the Karate Kid. Every update. I'm like, oh god, that does sounds horrible. But then I watched it. You start. Johnny's down on his luck. Season 1, he's down on his luck, and he bottoms out, and then he climbs back into it. And Daniel's a bit of a dick in the beginning. Daniel San's he's a bit of a dick. And he lost his way. Daniel San became successful. He lost his way. He turned into everything that Johnny thought he was. And and the whole thing again, they show you, and like someone who said it in the chat here, they give fans what they want with nostalgia and no agenda, but they also show you what you want to see. They pay it off. They pay off a lot of things extremely well. You want to see what the Miyagi, what Miyagi's house looks like. They show you Mr. Miyagi's house. You want to see the kids showdown. You want to see them fight it out. They show the kids fight it out. You want to see Elizabeth Shue come back and what she's been up to. They show you Elizabeth Shue. You want to see those. You want to see those touching moments where Daniel is talking to Mr. Miyagi, talking to his spirit and trying to get advice. They show you that. You can fix anything, Mr. Miyagi. I really sure wish you were here to fix things now. I mean, Jesus, that's I mean, my God, that was a great moment. I mean, let me see if I can pull it up. And like I said, everything just screams just reverence and respect and honor and doing things right. I mean, they do things the right way. If there were a model for bringing back a TV show, this is it. Bring back some kind of franchise. This is it. I mean, they show you what you want to see in this moment. This moment really, if this moment right here from last season didn't give you the feels, you're not human. Seriously, you're not human. It is unbelievable. They hit every mark. They hit every mark on the board. They really do. Everything. And it doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like you're giving the fans a middle finger. They never once. They said, you know what? The fans deserve. I really do think that they came at this. The fans deserve They deserve that we do this right. Everyone involved with this has such reverence and respect and love for the Karate Kid, for those characters, and for those films. And so does Agent Orange Cat, and he's coming to see me. Hey, buddy, how you doing? How you doing, buddy? You come here to talk about the Cobra Kai? You talk about Cobra Kai, buddy? Huh? I got your tail. Oh, and that's what you did. So, anyway, Cobra Kai is, I mean, like I said, it's masterful. That's the one way I describe it. Masterful. On the other hand, on the other end of the spectrum, we have Lord of the Rings. Which is not good. It's boring. Okay, listen. I don't understand. I kind of do understand why it is the way it is. Like, listen, I am not what you call a Tolkien scholar. Okay, I am not. I am not somebody who studies Tolkien. I am not somebody who claims to be an expert. I did read all 1,800 pages of the book, of all three, of the books, and of the appendices. I did read the appendices. I strangely enough, I did not read The Hobbit though. I don't remember. I don't remember reading The Hobbit. But it seems like that this series is just it's Lord of the Rings in name only. It's this weird kind of I don't want to call it a hybrid, but you get the feeling it's more of a generic fantasy property than anything. It doesn't scream Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it has some of the names. It has some of the the locations. And one of the things I noticed is that this series is very much it's written by two guys, J.D. Payne and Patrick Okay. And let me just pull up these guys for you a second. Now, when we've been hearing so much about diversity, 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 diversity. How diverse is your diversity? Diverse. Oh, it's very diverse. My diversity is more better than your diversity. Diversity, 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 diversity. The most diversity that ever has diversity in the realm of diversity. I'm not sure what you guys think that these two a-holes look like. Patrick Nkay and JD Payne. But these are the guys that are telling you that you should respect diversity. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. I haven't seen that much white bread unless it was the last time I was in the at the grocery store. There is? No, I didn't see that. There's the two guys in charge of sort of the quote unquote diversity. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, of course. And you notice, like on STD, everybody's behind the scenes is a honky. Oh, I'm gonna be canceled for that one. Freaking like this is like a scene out of Steve Martin's The Jerk or something. Yeah, the whitest white bread other than Wonder Bread. Wonder Bread is in the house. These guys had only one other writing credit to their name. That was Star Trek Beyond, a movie that failed spectacularly. It failed. It's the reason why they can't secure funding for from China, Paramount. They have franchise experience. They're not only writing next Star Trek, but have been attached to adaptations Flash Gordon, which isn't being made, Godzilla versus King Kong, which isn't being made, Micronauts, which isn't being made, Midas Goliath, The Deadliest Water, Boilerplate. How much of this stuff isn't being made? Micronauts, that was part of the Hasbro universe. The plug got pulled on that. They also worked on Star Trek. They worked on Star Trek Beyond with Robert Orci on a script. So this is not their first ride on the Starship Enterprise. What is this? These 16 oh, these assholes. A lot of their stuff didn't end up getting made. Payne gave a Mormon artist interview.com. Okay. Yeah, like I said, they've been writing together for 20 years. They met in the high school debate club. 2014 interview puts their meeting in 1997. It's 2 decades of writing development. But listen, just because they've been writing for 20 years doesn't mean they're good at it. They're telling the stories before Fellowship of the Ring. Actually, that's a good the question I have is listen, there's telling stories. There's that whole thing. Well, we're telling our stories now. We're telling our stories now. At what point does this stop being Lord of the Rings and become something else? I can't believe how white these guys are. Jesus, they're translucent. Holy cow. They are the whitest, two of the whitest guys I've ever seen. Look at blonde hair, blue eyes. You don't get whiter than that. Holy cow. These guys probably went door to door selling, yeah, you get a knock on the door. Hello, Aaron. They got the whole cellar full of their World War II bad guy cookies, World War II Nordic aliens. Oh my God. They are just like I said, they just scream. I'm just aghast at their holy cow. Let me get that off the screen because I'll get to focus all the rest of the show on this. Okay. Oh, thank God. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is the hell that's my life. Just don't understand a logical train of thought signing these idiots to $1 billion show. Well, I don't think an Italian-speaking elf would fit into Tolkien either. I'm not a racist or anything. Well, the thing is, these guys had Jughead Abrams lobbying hard for them. So, hey. Like, oh, J.J. Abrams believes that. Oh, J.J. Abrams. My mic got turned down to 71. Let's crank it back up to about 95. I didn't hear anybody complain about the mic was too low. That's why I didn't adjust it. 2 douche nozzles excommunicated by the Amish because they were friggin' boring. Yeah. Hey, that's I shouldn't say that. That's actually an insult to Jughead. So to Jugheads everywhere. All right. Well, anyway. So anyway, Lord of the Rings is not good. It's probably going to get worse. And people say, oh, well, give it a chance. Oh my God, She-Hulk. She-Hulk is, oh my God, how bad is She-Hulk? I thought it was bad with the whole Megan Thee Stallion twerking thing. But it just crosses a whole new line of bad. She-Hulk is okay. It is all right. This last episode of She-Hulk was Wong appeared, okay, and there was a cut rate magician named Donnie Blaze. They said it's not any relation to Johnny Blaze, the Ghost Rider, and so this Donnie Blaze, he was in Comatage. He got kicked out because he brought a bunch of his drinking buddies in, and opens up a portal to another dimension, sends this drunkard Madison in, this party girl Madison through it. She comes back and They get it's a whole thing about getting an injunction against this magician, and then and then there's this whole B plot about how it's so hard to date as a single woman in LA. I'm like, yeah, okay. And the one guy she does meet that's interested in her is turned off by the fact that he sees her as Jen Walters and not She-Hulk in the next morning. And I'm like, shouldn't you have told her, listen, this isn't real me. This is, I turned back into a normal human. Would you like to see it? So, okay. What's up, buddy? What's up? How you doing? What's up? I think Agent Orange Cat's getting hungry, or he wants attention. So anyway, according to this episode is written by Jessica Gao, but there's this character Madison that's in this show. Now, I've been saying that this is all grievance. This is all grievance. This is all grievance. This is grievance, 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 grievance. Now, this character of Madison, party girl, likes the booze. They put her on the witness stand. First of all, I'm not a legal expert, but if she's drunk and she's on the witness stand, that would make her testimony inadmissible. That's my understanding. Now, but there is no doubt in my mind that this party girl, this woo girl, whatever you want to call her, this is someone that the writers of the show, that Jessica Gao, that Kat Koira, that Dana Schwartz, that everyone involved with the show has a deliberate hate boner for. And why is that? Because they feel they're working hard, even though they can fall back on daddy's money. And this is a person that is most likely going to get married as a trophy wife, is going to be set up in a nice house somewhere in an exclusive neighborhood. It's going to get to go to those fancy parties. It's going to do the charity auctions when she gets bored of partying and drinking. Probably going to have to squeeze out a couple kids. But she's pretty much just set herself up to be a trophy wife. And this is someone that I think Dana Schwartz and Jessica Gao and Kat Koira really resent. And it shows in their writing. It really does. This is a very poorly written episode. It is. And people think it's adorable. Oh, wongers. Wongers. Yeah, that was kind of amusing. But it got old really quickly. Let me see. They could give Claire's cats a run for the money if you catch a camera. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. As I said before, like I said, this is someone that they obviously have contempt for. Like you said, Rob, they still have hangups from high school. Yeah. Well, this is this is the girl that, always had the nice clothes. She probably drove daddy's car, which is probably a Mercedes. They probably, they got to go to all the parties while they were studying. And it's really a like I said, it just shows through in the writing. It really does. It really does. It shows these. It's bad enough that Every reference is out of the 90s. Like I said, Jennifer Walters looks like Marsha Clark. They have a Johnny Cochran stand-in. The courtroom scenes are written horribly. I dread what they're going to do to Daredevil. I really do. Because Daredevil... listen, okay, I've been saying this for a while. That I've been saying this all week. I think that the Marvel is not compatible with the Disney brand. Yeah, Shield does look oversized. Yeah, the proportions are all wrong. They're venting their teen and 20s angst. Yeah, that's the girl that always got the superstar jock boyfriends, and they are still jealous after all these years. They haven't grown up. No, high school hasn't ended for them, and they're in a position now where they can let everybody know, where they can air those grievances. And like I said, I really dread what's going to happen with Daredevil. And this is, and I keep asking myself the question: who is this for? Who is this? Obviously, it's not for Marvel fans. Obviously, it's not for people who like comic books. Obviously, it's not for people who like superheroes. It's not even for people who like television. This is for the sort of nerd girl who has the cubicle full of nerd stuff and Funkos. She's not an unattractive girl, but she's got a very grating personality when she drinks. And that's probably why they made her a caricature. All right. But I was saying about how I really do think that the Marvel and Star Wars are incompatible with, and Robert Meyer Burnett said this before I did. So, big shout out to him. If Board with the Rings is so diverse, then why is Galadriel a blonde white female dog? Yeah. Back in the day, they'd research experts for court scenes. This does not look like they did anything other than watch episode of LA Law. Even that, yeah. Well, you'd have technical advisor too that would tell you, no, this doesn't happen. They couldn't even be bothered to phone someone from the legal department. Really? Hey, give someone from the legal department a call. But like I said, Robert Meyer Burnett was saying this, that Marvel and Disney and Star Wars are incompatible with the Disney brand. And I'm going to show you an image here. Now, this is from Daredevil Born Again. This is probably the most memorable image. There's two images that come to mind when I think Daredevil Born Again, which is supposedly coming to Disney Plus sometime next year, I believe. Charlie Cox is going to be Daredevil. But, they're probably going to have to make it different than the Netflix one. There's a couple images that come to mind. And for those who aren't familiar with the story, he has his life absolutely destroyed by the Kingpin. But it's this image here. That if I don't get to see this one image in this series, then it's going to be a complete waste of time. Now, you're going to say that's far too narrow a criteria. But this encapsulates that whole run from Frank Miller. This part of this encapsulates part of it, at least, because he's never Daredevil for more than a couple panels. He's Matt Murdock. Look, you have a heroin needle on the ground. They're kneeling in the snow. Karen Page at the end of her rope. Matt Murdock very embracing her very tenderly. She's clinging onto him for dear life. That is the one image I want to see. That image and this other image I'm going to bring up. And I'm saying this because Daredevil is going to be in She-Hulk. Like I said, for those who don't know the story, Daredevil, like I said, blinded by the toxic waste being hauled through the city after he saved an old man from being hit by a truck. So if I get a bigger image of this. Okay, here we go. It's this other image I want to see. There's other couple images I want to see. Now, Marvel used to do that. They used to pay off everything so well. Now, for those who do not want to know the spoilers, please, for the next few seconds, I'm going to go into this. Okay, so if you're for the next 10 seconds, starting now, that is Matt Murdock's mother, who left them when he was a young boy. He knows this by the cross, by the gold cross she has around her neck. It feels exactly the same because of his heightened senses. Now, that is an incredibly powerful image. Okay, we're back now. There's another image, too. Here, this was the splash page of the very next issue. Yes, I know that's Jesus-like imagery. You have the cross, and you have and the nuns tending to him in the mission. But that is actually one of probably this is actually the most memorable of the Daredevil runs. And if they don't pay this off, then I have to question exactly what's going on there. So anyway, so Daredevil, born again. Who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. But anyway, we got some animal news. They'll have Dee, Matt Murdock, Elektra fall in love. Matt will end up in jail or prison for trying to Elektra will pick up the mantle there. I hope not. I really hope not. So anyway, all right. So I've got some animal news actually we're going to share. How a Ukrainian zoo persuaded its runaway chimpanzee to return home with help from a raincoat and a bicycle. It wasn't difficult to convince her. All she needed is negotiations, says a Kharkiv zookeeper who helped persuade the viral star Chi-Chi to return home. So there's Chi-Chi. Chimpanzee called Chi-Chi was seen wandering around Kharkiv. The chip ran to the open arms of a zoo employee but couldn't be persuaded to return to its enclosure. Oh, big tackle. So, according to local media reports, it's not the first time Chi-Chi has tried to escape untangling a protective fence. So, okay, so let's let that go. Kyiv, Ukraine. Risks of wandering in war-torn Kharkiv alone did not seem to faze Chi-Chi, the runaway chimpanzee whose escapades this week have made her famous on social media. It was not until a timely intervention from the heavens in the form of rain that her Ukrainian zookeepers were able to persuade her to return home with a little help from a raincoat and a bicycle. 13-year-old female chimpanzee escaped from the Kharkiv Zoo on Monday, with zookeepers tracking her down about 2 hours later in the northeastern city's Freedom Square, not far away. Video shows Chi-Chi eventually being persuaded to put on a yellow rain-hooded jacket before being returned home, perched on a bicycle, after briefly roaming through Ukraine's second-largest city. Videos of the incident have been shared widely, offering both rare moment of levity in the thick of Russia's war and insight into the plight of animals in the Ukraine, whose homes have also come under bombardment. Chimpanzees are highly intellectual creatures. It wasn't difficult to her to break the fence and leave. Victoria, the zookeeper at Kharkiv Zoo, who helped persuade Chi-Chi to return home. told NBC News Wednesday. After I heard that she left, I followed her to the square and began to talk to her. What's her name? Victoria, who has known Chi-Chi since the primate's childhood, can be seen approaching her and helping her put on a yellow rain jacket. In the video, it took careful negotiations, she said, to overcome the chimp's initial skepticism. It wasn't difficult to convince her. All that's needed is negotiations, the 45-year-old zookeeper said. There was rain. I talked to her and invited with my jacket, helped put her on and gave her a hug. Chi-Chi, who once resided at Feldman Eco Park in the city's northern suburbs, was relocated to the Kharkiv Zoo after having fighting in March. Shortly after Russia launched its full-scale invasion of the country, the Eco Park has since permanently closed due to the conflict, which has seen Kharkiv continue to face deadly shelling. Chi-Chi's escape from her enclosure at the Kharkiv Zoo was likely made easier by the fact that she used to be kept behind an electric fence at her home before the war, said Serhiy Kuvsar, who was Chi-Chi's caretaker at the Eco Park and has also known her since childhood. He speculated that Chi-Chi may have escaped from her enclosure because she was bored. That's a good enough reason. Given the lack of recent attention from the public, understandably distracted by their own shattered lives. Pardon me. They are fed up and bored to see zookeepers only, Kuvsar said, of the chimpanzees in the Ukraine. They do like to boast in front of the people about what they can do. They like when people admire them. It is a great joy for them to communicate with people, he said. Around 4,000 animals from the Eco Park were evacuated to other sanctuaries across Ukraine at the beginning of the invasion. According to the zoo, 6 zoo personnel were killed in the shelling. Oh, that's sad. It is said, while Chi-Chi's adventure ended happily, Kozariva, I guess, said that many primates were suffering due to the war. All of them have PTSD now. They've experienced real hell. They saw how their relatives died, she said, referring to post-traumatic stress disorder. They understand everything. So there's Chi-Chi. There's Chi-Chi the chimp during happier times. Chi-Chi, oh, there's the zookeeper. So there is an Agent Orange cat's looking at me. So we're going to see. Oh, and there's the raincoat. So, okay. She's putting on the raincoat. Eventually, Chip is persuaded to return home and a hug. Aww. So, monkey, go home. So, there you go. There's, like I said, you see a chimp. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's adorable. That's adorable. So, a happy ending for Chi-Chi. So, that's good news. Chi-Chi gets a happy ending. So, Reva connection. Fight your girlfriend. Don't do it in front of children or pets. That's right. Rob, there is that channel we love, Animals on YouTube, which is another great source for animals. Oh, I'm going to have to take a look at it. Thank you very much. She wraps the jacket around. Yeah, that is a smart chip. Okay. So Chi-Chi gets her happy ending. So I'm going to go over, it's week 1 of the NFL. For American viewers, that means something. For international viewers, please bear with us. So I'm going to go over some scores here, week 1, because it's my show, and damn it, I get to do whatever I want. So that's why I'm saving it for last. So we got Bills and Rams, 31-10. Eagles over the Lions, 38-35. Bears over the 49ers, 19-10. Steelers over the Bengals, 23-10. Dolphins beating up on the Patriots, 20-7. Browns coming out on top of the Panthers, 26-24. Colts, that's a tie. That's a freaking tie. Colts 20, Texans 20, that's a tie. Why? That shouldn't happen. Okay, but it did. Saints over the Falcons, 27-26. Ravens beating up on the Jets, 24-9. The Washington people, formerly called the Redskins, now engaged in football-like activities collectively, or the Commanders, 28-20. 22 over the Jaguars. Vikings up on the Packers with 3:52 to go. Giants, I'm missing the Giant game. Giants losing to the Titans, trailing the Titans 20-13 in the fourth quarter. 1 minute 16. Hold on, Agent Orange Cat. Buccaneers will play at the late game today, 8:20 Eastern time. Broncos at the Seahawks is your Monday night game. So those are your scores. Is it basketball season again? Basketball doesn't begin for another month and a half, maybe. Yeah, formerly called the Redskins. Who do you go for in the NFL? The New York Giants. I've been a New York Giant fan for my whole life. That is not going to change. No matter how bad the team gets, no matter how good the team, no matter what, no matter how good other teams are, no matter how bad my team gets, I am a New York Giant fan through and through. From the days of Jersey Joe Pisarcik and Norm Snead. So, yeah. So that is the scores for you. And hey, everyone, we are at 1 hour, 6 minutes. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. You got a stream coming later? Okay, Mecca might have a stream coming. Just keep your eye out on her channel for any news. Everyone, thanks for joining us. We'd like to thank Chi-Chi the Chimp. We'd like to thank everybody involved, everybody who showed up on the chat, and everyone, have yourself a good day. Have yourself a good Monday. Have yourself a good week. Have yourself a good rest of the today, tonight, tomorrow, whatever you're having. Have a good one. No drinking, no driving. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And as always, we will see you next time.